Hey everyone, Grumpy Dad here. I'm stepping into the kitchen because the good lady wife is not 100% and therefore I'm doing dinner and I'm assuming that she wants this filmed. So here goes. What's on tonight? According to her schedule, we've got roast veggies and chickpeas, so there looks as if it's going to be large amounts of peeling and chopping and peeling, and not a great deal else. So I can well imagine this isn't going to be the most interesting video you've ever seen. In fact, it's entirely possible, unless I say something dartlingly funny, we're probably going to speed an awful lot of this up. And those of you in the cheap seats, you know which ones I'm talking about. Don't get all uppity just because there's a bloke in the kitchen. And that's the cats in the background, it's their dinner time as well. Sam, can you do us a favour please? Guess what it is? Okay. In 2 chunks. Right. So, basically the recipe just asks for, well, 1 kumara, that's sweet potato for you guys that aren't in New Zealand. It doesn't say what size chunks, so this is the size chunks we're getting. And they get chunked and just pop into the roasting dish. Now, the recipe asks for 1, but as we found with most recipes, well, either it's the fact that we eat portions which are way too large, or the people that normally make these recipes eat like sparrows, so everything is getting at least doubled. And seeing as how, well, it doesn't specify what size the veggies are supposed to be, and orange veggies are good for you, well, why not have 3? There we go. 1 more. It's the thing about uneven veggies like this, you can never quite get at all of the gaps in the skin, which you really need to. Right. This is cheating so I can get the skin like that, and then because I'm basically cutting down the groove like that, and then of course you can get it from the edge. You might learn something today. Get in there. I might need more than 1 roasting pan for this. Alright, recipe calls for, get my pumpkin out of the way, 2 carrots, but I'm doubling it again, peeled. I will be chopping them carrots up. I'm just going to get rid of all peelings first. And yes, I appreciate that Jamie Oliver and what's his name, Ramsay, are probably far better organised, quicker, and neater when it comes to their work, but fuck it, I'm not them. Actually, here is a trick, especially when you're doing things like this. See how they can flick away, and if they're like that, they can roll off the chopping board. Those ones don't roll, look prettier too. Fingers. Now it does ask for 1/4 of a pumpkin, and I am only going to do 1/4 of a pumpkin because Pam is not a fan of pumpkin. Get through your shit. You get harder work than it had to be. Use the other side of this. That scoops out all your pips. Yeah, it is peeled. Joy. Oh, I hate doing pumpkin. You know what? Sometimes it's easier just using a knife. This one does not want to peel. Carry on with the knife. Otherwise I'll be here all night. Oh, right. get in there. Right. Okay, I am actually going to do this over 2 trays. Where's my other tray? There it is. Get these mixed up. And then siphon off about half. Bit more from that one. They look about the same. Pause there and I'll go and grab the rest of the stuff. Right, okay, carrying on. And I have washed my hands because they do get all orange and gross from pumpkin and carrot and kumara. So, it's a large red onion. What size? Okay, it only says 1 red onion, so what I'll do is cut it down the middle and put half in each tray. Just a rough chop. There we go. Ooh, bit of a strong one, this one. This one's getting in my eyes. Oh, garlic. Right, so it asks for cloves, which have been, or 3 which have been peeled and roughly chopped. But we use jarred garlic. So I reckon that's probably about 3 cloves worth. Get on. I should have done the cumin seed first, then I could have used the same spoon. Yeah, that's alright. It's not me doing the washing up tonight. Cumin seeds. 1 teaspoon per tray. Right, can of chickpeas, drained and rinsed. So I've already opened them, I have drained and rinsed them, because these ones are in brine and you don't want that in your cooking, so you want to get that washed off. Safety tip, never cut the can out, the top off entirely, because then once you're done you can just fold it down and just crush it. What else? Season coming out. Oil, how much oil? Tablespoon. Well, I'm not measuring that. What kind of oil? Cumin, garlic, chickpeas, looks Mediterranean. Okay, we'll have olive. A glug. We don't necessarily do measurements in this household. Season with pepper and bake for 25 minutes, right. Use proper ground pepper. Doesn't ask for salt in this recipe. I suppose that can always be added at the end, just to taste. Plus Pam's not supposed to have that much. Right. Kumara's in, pumpkins in, carrots in, onions in, garlic's in, cumin seeds in, oils in, chickpeas in, season with pepper, mix thoroughly, and then get in the oven. Alright, now that I've got that prepped, I'll get my oven up to temperature 225 Celsius, no idea what it is in Fahrenheit, look it up if you want. I just want to get some food inside us because it's been a long day and I wasn't expecting to be cooking tonight. But sometimes needs must. At least I get to play with my food this time. In fact, I get to play with everyone's food. Is that a reasonable coating? Yeah, that's looking fine. Try not to throw it out the pan, David. And that can stand and marinate for a few minutes, and I'll go and wash my hands before I turn the camera off because I don't want olive oil on the camera. Right. Okay, how are we getting on? Yeah, they're doing alright. So, next, the recipe calls for 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. Get that drizzled all the way across and squidge. And of course, since I'm doubling the recipe, it is actually 2 tins of chopped tomatoes, drizzled on and squidge. Well, it doesn't say anything about mixing it through, but I am going to do that just to make sure that I've got a reasonable coating of tomato on all the veggies, or at least the sauce for it. Make sure that they are all cooked through. Same with the other one. Good, nothing's particularly sticking to the bottom of the pan, so I had it nicely oiled. And because I had them both in the same oven, what I am going to do is pop them back in, but rotate not only their position in the oven shelf wise, but also rotate them round, because it's a fan forced oven and you do get heat coming from one direction. I'll get that sorted now. So apparently it's supposed to be served over spinach leaves. Bag of spinach leaves. Some spinach, it's green. What more do you want us to say about it? I'm presuming you're supposed to get some of the juice with it. I have no idea. Never cooked it before. Well, there you go. That looks like something that's vaguely healthy food. See what they think of it.